Imperare Sibi, maximum imperium est. The greatest empire is the one within. You've entered a space few dare to explore, and the place where excuses are stripped away and only truth remains. This is not entertainment, this is initiation. In this episode, we begin at the root, why most men fall, not by force, but by surrender. You'll see how comfort kills from within. You'll learn why discipline isn't punishment, but protection. And you'll understand what it takes to build the only empire that cannot be taken from you. Let us begin where most men end, with the betrayal of the inner empire. Part 1. Betrayal of the inner empire. No empire collapses overnight. It dies in silence. It dies in small acts of surrender, not to violence, but to softness, not to chaos, but to comfort. And so it is with men. Most men today live surrounded by comfort, and yet walk hollow. They scroll endlessly, numbing their minds while their soul bleeds quietly beneath the surface. They are not attacked. They are not invaded. They are abandoned by themselves. The great empires of the past did not fall because of outside pressure. They fell because something on the inside rotted first. Your empire is no different, because your empire is not a nation. It is your will, your discipline, your soul. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He ruled the greatest empire on earth, and yet he wrote every morning and every night, not to show his wisdom, but to save his soul from corrosion. He knew what few know today, that the most dangerous form of collapse is internal. He once wrote, and these words deserve to be read aloud and displayed: "A man must be his own state and his own lawgiver." This was not metaphor, it was command. But today, men obey other rulers. They let pleasure decide their priorities. They let fear choose their words. They let comfort set their values. They call this freedom, but it is slavery, voluntary, habitual, and silent. Marcus Aurelius understood this trap when he wrote, "In yourself, build what others seek in temples, palaces, or libraries." He meant, do not outsource your strength. Build it in silence. Build it in effort. Build it by becoming the kind of man who does not need to be seen, only to be true. This is the war within, and it begins every time you are tempted to betray what you know is right. The comfort you chase is killing you. You don't need a new job, a new partner, a new life. You need to stop betraying the one you already have. You've seen the silent collapse. Now let's look deeper into the mechanics of the inner fortress and how discipline becomes its only defense. Part 2. The rules of the inner fortress. Let's go deeper. Let's enter the battlefield that most men ignore, the civil war of the soul. Marcus Aurelius once commanded, "Let your soul be a fortress into which nothing enters that is not just, prudent, courageous, and disciplined." A fortress, not a garden, not a temple, a fortress. That image matters, because the Stoic soul is not meant to be admired. It is meant to resist. Your soul is your final defense against chaos, corruption, and decay. Imagine your soul as an empire. The walls are your moral boundaries. The army is your willpower. The Senate is your reason. The citizens are your thoughts. And at the center of it all sits you, the emperor. But what happens when you stop showing up? When you let indulgence pass the gates? When you stop inspecting your motives? When you let fear sit in your war council? Then corruption enters. Vice takes power, and your empire begins to fall from the inside out. Marcus warned us not to complain like victims. He said, and this should be heard and remembered, do not complain like a soldier wounded in battle. March like the one who enters war, knowing what duty demands. Modern psychology now confirms what the Stoics knew 2,000 years ago. Roy Baumeister, a pioneer of willpower research, showed that self-control functions like a muscle. It grows through use and withers through indulgence. Every time you resist what is easy, you strengthen your inner army. Angela Duckworth, in her work on grit, revealed that perseverance matters more than talent, that the strongest individuals are those who continue long after they want to quit. Viktor Frankl, a man who faced real horror, wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." That space, that pause, is what Marcus called logos. It is where sovereignty lives. Your mind can become that fortress, but it must be built, one decision at a time, one refusal at a time, one day at a time. This is why discipline matters, not because it makes you good, but because it keeps you whole. But before we look at the way forward, we must be honest about the empires that already occupy our souls, often without resistance. A false empires of modernity. Not all empires wear armor or speak with banners. Some are quiet, seductive, invisible. Today, men live under the illusion that they are free, while kneeling to digital gods and comfort-driven kings. Your false empire might look like a social feed that shapes your thoughts more than your own conscience, a job title that gives you validation while draining your spirit, a body addicted to sugar and dopamine hits, dressed up as self-care, a calendar full of busyness, masking the absence of purpose. These are not enemies that storm your walls. They are ones you invite through the gates, and once they're inside, they do not conquer with fire. They conquer with fog, numbness, delay. The Stoics warned of this too, not just of obvious evil, but of slow seduction. Marcus Aurelius himself cautioned against flattery, luxury, and laziness, because these things do not destroy you with noise. They dissolve you with silence. So ask yourself, who rules your mind when you are alone? What empire sits on your throne when you are tired? Which voice commands your attention when no one else is speaking? That is your true emperor. And if it is not you, then you are ruled. And once we've seen the walls and the invaders, it's time to reclaim the throne. Not through hope, through iron. Part 3. The Iron Path. Collapse is not fate, it is permission. Withdraw it. Reclaim command. Become who you were meant to be, the last emperor of your soul. Marcus Aurelius said, and let these words be both spoken and displayed. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. This is not a motivational slogan. It is a sentence of execution for your excuses. There is no hack. There is no shortcut. There is only the path of iron. The Stoics called it ascesis, a kind of spiritual training. It meant confront hardship, embrace structure, and reject anything that makes you less than you were designed to be. Modern thinkers echo the same. Jordan Peterson says, pick up the heaviest burden you can and carry it. Marcus Aurelius says, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The message is the same across millennia. You are not here to feel better. You are here to become stronger. The path begins not with plans, but with refusals. Refuse to sleep in. Refuse to justify the easy path. Refuse to act from fear. Refuse to betray your values, even in private. Then build your rituals. Wake before the world. Train your body like a soldier. Keep your space like a temple. Choose silence over noise. Do one hard thing every single day. And write, always write, because memory is short, but truth must be rehearsed. That is what Marcus did. Not to teach others, but to remember who he was. He didn't write because he had it all figured out. He wrote because he didn't want to forget, because he knew his enemy wore his own face. And so do you. You are not here to be entertained. You are here to be awakened. You are here to reclaim the empire that has always been yours and was only waiting for your return. Remember, this is not a message of hope. It is a declaration of war. You are the battlefield. You are the general. You are the last empire. Imperare Sibi, or be ruled. If this struck something in you, it means your war has already begun. Don't face it alone. Join this channel and stand with those who still fight. You've heard the call. Now it's time to answer. The next episode begins the Discipline Triptych, and it starts with its first and sharpest weapon, the art of decisive action. Learn how the mind commands by elimination, and how true decision destroys every alternative. Watch the next episode and continue building the greatest empire. I salute you.